What was the thinking going with John and Lucas as your pair last night? Obviously, you guys have been rotating for most of the camp.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to see how they looked out there. So far with those guys at the guard position, no one's really stepped up and risen above the rest. So just put them out there with the first group and see how they handled it.
Will you go to a different combination for next week and then a different one for the third game? Is that kind of what
Yeah, I think so. We'll kind of see how this week goes at practice versus the Jets and stuff. But yeah, I think we will.
So Steno, assuming, Dave's status is what it is, assuming he's not available for the opener, you could have a group, that starts week 1, but week 4, the whole thing could be shuffled. So is it actually then just good to keep shuffling guys now, or do you still want to find as early as possible the 5 that will go in New Orleans and then go from there?
Yeah, I think we've done enough where guys feel comfortable playing different spots. So for me, I would like to find the 5 starters for week 1 as soon as possible, just so everyone can feel good in their role and get ready.
What's impressed you about Josh so far these last couple weeks?
He's got great football intelligence. He's very poised. We put a lot on his plate, and he handles it very well. He played very well last night, did exactly what I thought he was going to do, just go out there and handle himself well and play with physicality and run the huddle and stuff like that. So he did a good job. Just a mature kid.
Steno, obviously the run game wasn't what you guys wanted last night. Just how do you expect your guys to respond now this week with the joint practices and another preseason opportunity?
Yeah, I hope that'll light a little fire under some guys. I definitely thought we lacked intensity. I thought Houston did a good job. And so we just got to come out there and do a better job executing, do a better job with our fundamentals, and most of all just coming across the ball and getting after people.
Steno, why do you think your guys lacked intensity? I wouldn't have expected to hear that.
Yeah, just watching them, it was just inconsistent. There's some good stuff, and then it just wasn't, there was some bad stuff. So I think, their first time really out there in a live situation, and we have a lot of young players, so it's just a matter of guys just understanding what it's all about in the preseason and everything like that. So, yeah, I just think a maturity level. Guys need to come and play better.
How quickly did it take you to settle on the idea of Elton being your left tackle if Dave was not going to be able to go?
I felt pretty comfortable about it, especially since last year he'd played a significant amount of tackle reps. And at the time, we didn't, once David was hurt and Rick was gone, we didn't really have any other option for an established guy to go out there and play left tackle other than moving Billy over there. So I felt pretty good about it.
He's obviously a Pro Bowl left guard, and he doesn't need to play left tackle when Dave's healthy for obvious reasons. But if he played on another team that didn't have a all-pro left tackle, how good of a left tackle would he be in this league?
Yeah, he'd be great. I think he'd do a really good job. I think he could play all 5 spots and play at a Pro Bowl caliber level. That's how talented he is. So, yeah, I think most teams would love to have him as their left tackle.
I know you were really complimentary of Braden back during the offseason program. You guys actually did have him for a couple months, I think back in 19 too. Mm-hmm. Did you see anything different with him when he returned the second time, or just maybe anything that clicked with him when he got this next opportunity with you guys?
Yeah, it's, you see a lot of natural ability with Ben. So when we had him in 2019, the size, the athleticism, stuff like that, you're like, oh, okay, this guy's got something here. And then we had him last year, and he hadn't been there for camp, so you couldn't really install the offense, teach him, from the ground up what was going on. So that's why I was excited this year to get him in here and work with him right from the beginning of camp. So yeah, he's still competing. I think just like all those guards, we haven't had a guy step up and grab the job yet. So yeah, I'm just looking for them to keep improving.
So you've got David, and then we'll see when he comes back. Then you got Elton. you got Billy who can play left tackle if you need him to, but Yash got the opportunity last night. He's a guy that you've invested a lot of time
Yeah.
and development in. What did you think he did with his opportunity?
I liked what Yash did out there. He competed, he showed improvement, and I was impressed with him. He did a good job.
Was that, I mean, here's a guy that has been here for a while now. Was that an important night for him in
Yes.
his development?
Very important.
I wanted to ask about him too. I mean, you go back to that scouting combine, he was like superb athlete, and he started a lot of games at Virginia Tech. So what's been the delay in his development? Or the disconnect? I'm not sure how.
Yeah, for him, it's just understanding the different nuances of the system and being able to translate that on the field, blocking different looks, reacting to different scenarios. So that's the biggest thing that he's had to learn, is just how to handle himself. Because even though a play might be one way versus a certain front, it's completely different versus a different front. You know what I mean? So it's just learning how to play fast versus multiple looks.
So, Aaron was telling us that back in 14, he was a little tough on Corey as a rookie center. He said he's maybe mellowed a little bit since then. Where is Josh at kind of intellectually, and how does that process, from your perspective of him and Aaron, get to the place that they need to be for September 12th vote?
Yeah, I've seen those two have a lot of really good conversations, and I could definitely see Aaron saying that about back in the day with Corey. That makes a lot of sense. But he's been great with Josh. It's funny, all the different things that come up between a quarterback and a center that you can't really coach. It's just you go out there and during 2-minute drills, there are all kinds of different scenarios that come up. So it's pretty cool to watch Aaron interact with him and him learn, how he wants things and the calls he makes and all that stuff. So, all these reps that they're getting together are so important, because there's always just going to be more situations that come up that you can only get with experience.
We're going to switch to Zoom for a couple. Go ahead, Sarah.
Okay, we'll just have two in here. We'll start with Olivia Reiner.
And going back to the left guard discussion, Ben and John are physically quite different, but in terms of just their individual play styles, what do you like about them, and how do they compare?
They're both intelligent guys. They both compete. They have pretty good athleticism, so they can come off the ball. Ben's obviously a little bit bigger, has more physicality as far as his size and everything like that. But John does a really good job just using his technique for the most part to get the job done.
And last one, Aaron Nagler.
Coach, was there a common denominator in the run game last night when it comes to a technique thing or what have you in the zone scheme? Because it really looked like every time you tried any kind of outside zone, your guy was just 1 or 2 yards in the backfield that kind of as a ball carrier got the ball.
Yeah, there was a few where, we just weren't on our landmarks. Guys not getting to their spots where they have to be on the defenders. So that's one thing we definitely need to fix.